The black is the only part that feels good in my hair. Like, I legit want to just friggin' cut all this shit off. It's not like I don't want locks. I just want it to be healthy. And just having this color does not feel healthy whatsoever.
It is a process, babe. It symbolizes what you went through when you first started dreadlocks. If it makes you happy during a pregnancy, honestly do it, but I'm against it.
What if I cut it off and then start it as soon as I have the baby? I don't know.
It's your head. You're the one that lives with it.
Hey guys, it's Tasha Renee here and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. This is a community where I share my real life experiences in hopes to inspire others to live a more intentional life. My videos range anywhere from the realness of motherhood to personal development, as well as some skin and lock updates. Today's video is actually going to be a lock update video. I'm going to talk about the 5 major differences between my 2 lock journeys. So for those of you who are just tuning into my channel and didn't even know that I had a first lock journey, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on that. And maybe it'll give you a little insight on how you wanna start your locks in the future, and let's just get into it. The first major difference between my first lock journey to my current is the starting method. My first set of locks was started with coils. So I went from going through a journey of waiting for it to bud and actually lock. My current set of locks now are instant locks. I had just gave birth to my son, and the last thing I wanted to do was worry about my hair. I know that I'm probably gonna have the time or the energy to dedicate to taking care of my hair. So that's one of the main reasons why I decided to get instant locks. I was like, just do the tool, make it really quickly, and just give me a lock. The first major difference is my starting method. Coil method versus instant lock. Number 2, one of the major differences as well is the color of my locks. My first set of locks were blonde. They were bleached numerous of times. I decided not to color my hair this go around because the reason I cut it off, if you guys didn't know, is because I was tired of my hair being extremely dry and I just felt like it didn't look like me. It didn't look healthy. It didn't look natural. So I went from blonde bleach locks to now natural, whatever color my hair is right now. The third difference would be the size of my locks. These set of locks are a lot bigger. I love the size of these right now. These are chunky and I am living for these right now. The fourth reason, and I feel like this is a major thing, is the texture and the appearance. If you look at my old set of locks compared to these, I feel like it's 2 completely different journeys. Like one's night and one's day. When I look back at the pictures of my blonde ones, it's just like, wow, your head really had looked dry. And it was dry because 1, I never really took care of it. If color is your thing, please take care of it. If you're thinking about bleaching your hair, you need to add that moisture back into it. I knew what the results were like from the first set, so I was like, I don't want to make that mistake of not taking care of it, especially when there's no bleach in it. This is just my natural texture hair. So I want to preserve it and I want to take care of it as much as possible. It feels so soft and it feels moisturized and it's just like brings me so much joy. The 5th major difference between my first set of locks to this one is the meaning behind the journey. I feel like this is the biggest thing that I can talk about when it comes to my lock journey. I've said I've done so much with my hair that if all else fails, I'm just gonna go to locks. But I don't think I could compare it to how I feel at this moment. I just look at my locks now as a sense of starting over. You might feel like you wanna hold on to something so bad with the fear of not knowing what's to come afterwards. I think a couple of days ago, my husband and I were talking and he brought up that he was so happy that I actually cut my locks off. And he was one of the main people that didn't want me to cut my locks off because he's like, it's a journey. You should enjoy the journey and you appreciate it.
It is a process, babe. It symbolizes what you went through when you first started dreadlocks. If it makes you happy during a pregnancy, honestly do it, but I'm against it.
But I was so adamant on, I want to cut my locks off, I want to cut my locks off. And the other day he literally told me, he's like, your locks are so beautiful and I'm so glad you made that decision to cut them off. And I am so glad I did that too. And I feel like that can go with anything. It's leaving a situation that you're uncomfortable with to step outside and go to something that you might not be familiar with, but it can potentially open your eyes to bigger and better things. And I feel like I was at that point with my old set of locks. I feel so unmotivated, like it don't feel like me, it doesn't look like me, it just looks so brittle and dry. And now with these, it's kind of like a reset, a release, a recharge. It was like a renewal for me. The journey is just amazing. So when I look at it and I look at my son's hair, I feel so much more connected to him, because now when I look at my hair and I see the state that it's in and I see the texture of his hair, it just makes me realize that this is home. So these set of locks were done with so much more intention, and I knew that I wanted to start it with a purpose. And when I started the locks, I knew that I wanted to grow my locks with my son. I knew that I didn't want to put any color in it whatsoever. And I knew I wanted them to be free and large and in charge, and I just wanted them to represent me at this moment. And I feel like my locks right now embodies all that I am. Lock your hair, free your mind. I'm so grateful for this journey, and I'm so glad I went through the first one, because I feel like I would appreciate these locks even more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you got some insight on the comparison of both of my lock journeys, and I hope you understood why I decided to cut off my first set and how I'm feeling right now with my second. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on that notification bell so you get a notification every single time I upload. I am also a little bit more active on my Instagram, so you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's Tasha Renee. For now, I'll see you guys in my next video. I make videos every week.